This is a Dollar General store shooting update. Let's put faces, stories to the victims of this shooting, as well as hear from the family members.
We're here where 3 crosses are placed just a few blocks from that Dollar General. Jerrald Gallion's family held a small, friends and family held a small vigil here tonight to honor him. And you can see his cross right here, Jerrald Gallion, flowers, candles, end racism notes placed here on the ground. His cross next to Angela Carr's cross. She was outside of the Dollar General when she was shot in her car. And then right next to her, A.J. Laguerre Jr., the 19-year-old that worked at that Dollar General. And today we learned a lot about these 3 victims from their friends, family, and loved ones, including more about 52-year-old Angela Carr.
The victims have been identified in the Dollar General store shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. The Jacksonville, Florida community mourned victims Angela Michelle Carr, 52, Jerrald Gallion, 29, and Anult Joseph A.J. Laguerre, 19. One day after a man motivated by racism shot and killed 3 black people in Jacksonville, Florida, the community gathered to mourn the loss of a devoted father, a loving mother, and a recent high school graduate with a world of potential. The victims were store employee Anult Joseph A.J. Laguerre, 19 years old, customer Jerrald Gallion, 29 years old, and Angela Michelle Carr, 52 years old. Carr was shot in her vehicle outside the store, according to police. Laguerre was shot trying to flee, while Gallion was shot on his way into the store with his girlfriend, who was able to escape. Angela Michelle Carr, she was 52 years old. It's very sad for her to be killed in this manner. She was in her car outside the store. The guy just gunned her down. His name is Ryan Palmette, I believe. Just gunned her down. Family members, friends, and other members of the community gathered at several prayer vigils and at a local church on Saturday where they remembered the victims. Gallion was remembered as a loving father who had planned to spend the weekend with his 4-year-old daughter, J. Asia. He never missed a beat, J. Asia's maternal grandmother, Sabrina Rozier, said at a memorial on Sunday. He got her every weekend. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to have her Saturday. A lot of us in Israel, sometimes we grow up without fathers, without having a father. His young daughter had a father, and he was active in her life. So that just makes it doubly sad. Hopefully the daughter will be cared for, will be able to make it past this tragedy here. Rozier said the family had struggled to explain Gallion's murder to his daughter. We're trying to decide how to tell his one and only daughter that he's not coming back, Rozier said. I'm her grandmother, and I don't know how to tell her. I don't have the words. Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty difficult, how you're gonna tell her that. I mean, right now, who knows what she thinks? I mean, she knows something's going on, but because children are very perceptive, but this is going to be tragic for her. This is going to be heartbreaking. She's going to carry this with her for the rest of her life. It was also reported that the 29-year-old father was a member of the St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. The church's bishop, John Gunn, spoke at the memorial and said Gallion was the 33rd church attendee who was murdered in his 27 years as bishop. Wow, that's terrible. That's terrible to hear that. Glad to hear that the young brother was going to church, at least, was nurturing his relationship with Christ. I hope and pray that he made it up there to heaven to see Yahweh. I hope he pray that he made it. In 2 weeks, I have to preach at a funeral of a man who should still be alive, Gunn said. He was not a gangster. He was not a thug. He was a father who gave his life to Christ and was trying to get it together, the bishop added. I wept in church today like a baby because my heart is tired. We are exhausted. It's very exhausting to go through this, to continue to go through this, to continue to see these things happen. For there to be little retribution. The gunman here killed himself so that he didn't have to face the music, but he is in hell burning for eternity. And Gallion, as the pastor said, he wasn't a gangster. He was getting his life together, working on his relationship with Christ. All praises to Yah. Carr was shot outside the store while sitting in her vehicle, police said. It was reported that her son, Shavon Payne, said she was an Uber driver and that she had just dropped off a friend at the store before the gunman approached her vehicle and began firing rounds through the windshield. She would give her shirt off of her back for people paying 30, said, "This is really hard to process, to lose a mother for nothing." How sad. This man here speaking, Shavon, he lost his mother. Oh, that's horrible. He was 30 years old. His mom was 52. Has lost his mom in a tragic event like this. It sounds as if she was a giving, wonderful woman. She was sitting in her car. The gunman comes out and just shoots her through the windshield. Just tragic. Yah, accept her soul into your heaven. Moving forward, Arnold Laguerre Jr., AJ as he was known, was 19 years old and had recently graduated high school, his father said. He hasn't even lived his life yet, AJ's father said. True story. Yeah, he's 19 years old. In this time of Jacob's trouble, in these end days, we're seeing a lot of the youth end up getting knocked off early before they even get a chance to live their lives. I remember when I was young, our goal was growing up in Long Beach and Los Angeles in California, our goal was to make it to 25. That was our goal in life. For me, I'm on borrowed time. Everything else after 25 is extra. To see this young man be killed at 19 years old is tragic, along with the other victims. May Yah accept them into the heavenly kingdom and into their rulership. All praises to Yah in all phases. Let's hear from Quan Laguerre, the brother of AJ Laguerre.
I just really wanted the world to know who AJ was. I mean, a low maintenance guy that just is so genuine and so pure, so just, I don't know, man. I just wish he didn't have to go out like that. He didn't even do anything wrong. I hear killings all the time about people getting killed because they're in drug transactions and different things like that, but all he was doing is just at work. He was just at work, man.
And Quan just wanted people to know who his brother was, that his brother was alive, letting the world know that his brother mattered. Quan also said, which was heartbreaking, is that he was working. He was at work. He was just working. He wasn't involved in drug trafficking or drug transactions or anything like that. He was just working. Very sad, but Yah sees all, and he will atone. Moving forward, let's hear from Angela Carr's pastor, David Green Sr.
The family was raised in this church.
Reverend David W. Green Sr. was her pastor.
She was just a loving, caring mother who brought her child to church.
Wow, what sadness from the pastor. He says there that she was just a loving, caring mother, and she attended church. I mean, that's what it is. She was a loving, caring mother who was attending church. She was trying to raise her children up in the right way, bringing them to church, and she was being diligent in attending church, working on her relationship with Christ. Here is Sabrina Rozier, the maternal grandmother of Gallion's 4-year-old daughter.
Where he was so excited about it, talking about the colors they was going to wear and all. And he was robbed of that, and so was my granddaughter. Now she's asking, who shot my daddy?
My dad, I hurt his leg.
He hurt his leg. That's what we told her at first.
The grandmother of Gallion's daughter, Sabrina
She knows
Rozier.
something's going on.
Now,
The last time she talked to her father was Friday night, 2 o'clock in the morning while he was at work. And he stayed on the phone on FaceTime until she dozed off to sleep.
You got a chance to even hear from the 4-year-old daughter there saying that her father's on the way. And that's what Miss Rozier said, that they had told his daughter. They're going to have to tell her the truth here sometime, even though she said she knows something's going on. Miss Rozier said that Jerrald Gallion was a loving, working father. He spent a lot of time with his daughter. He was in her life. So once again, we've got another child here that's going to grow up without a father unnecessarily. Let me bring out some verses for inspiration during this senseless tragedy. Let's start with Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Trust me, Christ, Yahweh, they see this, they see what happened. They will comfort all of those, the family members, everybody connected to this tragedy, everybody that sees this, who's in mourning. And remember, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, because we are in a state of mourning. We're in a state of mourning. But remember, Christ is on his way back. One day is like 1,000 years to the Father, so I think he's already on his way back. He's coming. Next verse, Psalm 73:26. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion. That's right. The flesh is weak. Our flesh is weak. Our heart sometimes will fail us. But when we lean on Christ, he will be our strength and comfort our hearts. All praises. Next verse, Psalms 147, chapter 3. Let's hear from King David, our relative. He healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. All praises. Heal our hearts, Father. You see what we're going through down here. Heal our hearts, comfort us. And thank you for always being there for us. Last verse, let me try to end this on a good note here, on a high note. Revelations chapter 21, verse 4. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away. When he comes back and starts this 1,000-year reign, and then moving on forward into eternity, all of our tears are going to be wiped away. We're not going to be tasting death anymore. There will be no more death, no more sorrow, no more crying. There will be glee and happiness and abundance. There will be no more pain, just that happiness again. And all of those evil things, those bad things, those tough things will pass away forever. And we will rule with him forever. All praises to Yah. Shout out to the righteous Gentiles. This is Crown Prince Media. I am the Crown Prince. All praises to Yahweh. Let's go.